Good morning, Steve here in Chicago with the morning grain comments. Markets are lower overnight. I think three things. Number one is that the UU model has some rain for parts of South Dakota, let's say the southwest corner of Minnesota, maybe the northwest corner of Iowa, and then maybe stretching into west central Illinois over the next 10 days. After that, for the month of August, our weather guy believes that the western corn belt and northern plains will see drier than normal conditions, especially over 30% of the area. I think this could eventually hurt the spring wheat and soybean crops there. We'll see if the corn is far enough along that it will still have maybe close to average yields or just slightly below. In the east, you're going to have normal weather conditions and still talking about record corn and soybean yields possible for Wisconsin, Illinois, Indiana, Michigan, Ohio, and Kentucky and Tennessee. We also note that a lot of rhetoric came out of China over the weekend. Number one, before some high-level talks that were to try to work for a first meeting between the President of China and President of the United States, came out, and China was very strict and very negative towards the way U.S. is treating global countries, including China. We also noted that China is going to have some reform on education, some reform on property, and reform on how food is logistically distributed in the country. So all these things have the Asian stock markets lower, and some of our stocks also lower. This is a big earnings week for stocks, so stocks are finding some support from the recent higher and expected higher earnings down the road. We do expect that kind of a low volume, choppy trade into the end of the month and into the U.S. Days August 12th report. Again, analysts are lower for U.S. 21-22 corn, soybean, and wheat carryouts than the USDA World Outlook Board. But in August, we'll get our first farmer survey of the corn and soybean yields, and we'll see what they do to not only the spring wheat crop, but also what they do to Brazil corn crop, Brazil exports, maybe even Argentina exports, and the Chinese demand. There's still talk about China trying to work world commodity prices lower, and there's also talk that maybe China will take less soybeans and less corn than what the market thought maybe a month ago. So again, we're trying to struggle with the trend of markets lower in late July and August without a weather problem. Even though we have a weather problem, it's not as widespread. So again, we'll be watching to see how much losses there were because of China flooding and European flooding, but it doesn't seem to be enough to cause world prices to go up or world demand to go up. As always, these are my thoughts and not those of ADM Investor Services. Have a safe and profitable trading day. And remember, always treat people like you yourself would like to be treated.